Dragon Ball Z Movie 9, Bojack Unbound, takes place shortly after the defeat of Cell, and is one of few Dragon Ball movies that can fit into the main story. To celebrate the birthday of his son, Mr. Money holds a tournament where the winner can challenge Mr. Satan. However, your average space invader appears to ruin everything. It is up to the Z Fighters to stop them and save Earth. The movie is one of few where Yamcha and Tenshinhan take part in, and the film does a good job utilizing them, especially during the tournament part. The movie uses humor in a good way, especially with the scene with Yamcha, who usually gets humiliated, but not in a disgraceful way. While Tenshinhan has an impressive showing fighting a Super Saiyan tier opponent, respecting his strength, even when facing opponents far above their level. Them appearing to help Gohan show bravery and courage. Speaking of Gohan, this movie is basically taking advantage of the latest transformation introduced in Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan Grade 5 or Super Saiyan 2, and it is about Gohan tapping into that power once again to save everyone. And how the movie did it was not insulting by nerfing Gohan for the billions of time, as he happened to be the most powerful fighter of the Sea Warriors, even before taking that form. Most importantly, it was Toei's take on how taking the torch from Goku affected Gohan, as now he grew from apprentice to master, and from a protector to a protector, showing that he took his father's role as a savior. The movie also has Vegeta and Piccolo with their own issues. Piccolo desiring to fight a worthy opponent that takes him serious and isn't boring him to death. Vegeta has given up on fighting since Trunks was killed temporarily and Goku left Earth. In this movie, he has to find the courage to get his fighting instincts back once again. It is not the best thing those movies have to offer, as movie 6, 8 and 12 have used Vegeta far better, but it is something that makes him feel more than a character that just appears out of fan service. Antagonists in this movie are also unique. They belong to the same race, making it more believable. They know each other, have similar techniques, and have similar abilities, as some use a unique transformation fitting their designs and stand out in the environments they are fighting in. Speaking of environment, since the tournament was founded by a family that has too much money, the stages created are all unique. Since the villains don't care about the tournament itself, the locations happen to change often when they smash the sea fighter somewhere else. Examples are such a flowery field, a place with hot lava, a desert, and even a town that looks like Central Europe at night. Generally, the movie did a good job taking advantage of show don't tell, which many modern anime can do, and would rather info dump to explain the things you are already seeing. A criticism about this movie is the appearance of future Trunks, which makes it questionable why he is still around instead of staying in his own timeline, since he is the only one who can protect it. However, the movie didn't waste him, as it used him well to show that he grew past the need of his sword, defeating a powerful sword user himself, not to mention him reacting to his father getting his fighting spirit back, which could only be effective when someone like Trunks witnessed it. Then again, swords in Dragon Ball, then the defeat of Raditz should not have been needed unless they have a specific purpose, like when Janemba used it in Fusion Reborn. Also, while Vegeta got his character arc, he still feels like a character who is just there because neither he nor Piccolo mattered in this movie, and their accomplishment meant nothing overall. Lastly, Bojack himself. He used to be sealed by the five Kaijus, and the death of one undid the seal, which was enough for him to free himself, which gives some insight and justification for his power, but that doesn't explain why he is so powerful to begin with, as the movie never elaborated on his race, which is weird since all his henchmen belong to the same race. It would be nice to know if they happen to be the strongest of their race or if they are relatives. Did they choose to leave their homeworld willingly or were they banished? Anything to grasp on would have been useful to flesh them out. Even something about their transformation would have been nice. Not to mention, Bojack coming to Earth is not explained well. The only interesting thing about Bojack is that he's the only villain who gangs up on his prey and doesn't usually fight one-on-one. In conclusion, Bojack Unbound is a fine movie with a rather unmemorable villain. It uses the underused characters well, but most of what you see is just for fanservice sake. Regardless if you are a Dragon Ball fan, you are going to enjoy this movie. Especially if you are a Gohan fan, since this movie, of all movies, gave Gohan the most respect ever, including Super Dragon Ball Super Heroes.